Everyone, I'm Alexandra Geczi, an attorney and mediator in Dallas, Texas. I provide opportunities for women and their families to have a fresh start and a brighter future. So today's topic is going to be about personal wellness. Times of crisis can be an opportunity to prioritize your well-being so that you can not only survive crisis, but actually also thrive in it. You know, coronavirus is uncharted territory for most of us. Just a few months ago, it was business as usual, and now businesses are closing, schools are wondering how they're going to safely reopen in the fall, and entire countries are struggling with this. As individuals, we are isolating and quarantining ourselves, sheltering in place for long periods of time with really no real end in sight. I know they've lifted some of these shelter-in-place orders and people are getting out, but it's still without a cure, without a treatment. You know, people can still be hesitant and still isolate. So if you're stressed out by all of this, you know, you're not alone. And whatever you're feeling, fear, anxiety, you know, a lot of these different emotions that are accompanying this, that is a normal response to this situation and to stress. So whether we're dealing with coronavirus or any other crisis, we can apply many of the same strategies to both. And so since we deal with women oftentimes going through crisis, we figured that a lot of the strategies we use to help our clients can be also applied to everyone who is now dealing with COVID-19 and coronavirus. So a lot of these strategies revolve around control. And not in like, I want to maniacally control the whole world, but it's more about how we feel helpless and out of control during times of crisis. And so it's about when we take ownership of the things that we do control, that we then become empowered and feel more confident. So what are some of these strategies? First and foremost, you need to prioritize yourself. And I know you've probably heard this before, but I cannot stress this enough. You know, that familiar airplane analogy of putting your mask on first before helping others, that holds true during crisis. I mean, planes crashing, that's a crisis. This is also a crisis. Like, you need to take care of yourself first. Women, we generally have a tendency to prioritize others first. For whatever reason, there's a variety of reasons. I could certainly go on my feminist spiel on that, but the fact of the matter is that's what we end up tending to do. But we often neglect ourselves, and as a result, we can't be the strength that others need to have in us. And we then feel horrible too. And so we need to be strong so that we can effectively guide, protect, and lead others like our children and our families. So crisis is not the time to play martyr. It is not the time to let our feelings of shame or guilt control us. If we really want to thrive, we have to be in control, and we have to learn to put ourselves first. All right. Second strategy, second thing you should probably be doing right now is turn off the news. There is a constant stream of fear being fed to us right now by most, if not all, of the news channels. It's getting really hard to find anything good or know what's really going on in the rest of the world. But that doesn't mean that there aren't good things happening all around us all the time right now. It's just not being reported, and so it doesn't make us feel like anything good is happening. And you know, the rest of the world has not stopped. You know, I have friends in other countries and other places, and we talk, and it's really interesting to hear how they're dealing with the different situations. And you know, life is going on in these other places, and it's not all bad. And so while it is important to stay informed, be sure that you do take a break from the news and a break from the negativity at least once in a while, okay? Another strategy is maintain routine. Do not try to stick with the same routine that you had before coronavirus if it's too difficult for you to do so. Don't add more stress to the situation. You know, come up with something new. Regardless of whether it's COVID or not, maintaining a routine can be a great way to keep calm in crisis and stressful situations. And you know, routine helps you feel like you are in control, and it adds predictability when things can be uncertain. And the routines don't have to be big. They can be a small daily habit, like just getting up at the same time every day. And you do that every day, not just, you know, weekdays, weekends, whatever. Like every day, just get up at the same time. And that in and of itself is a routine that you've created. And it's just something that starts adding some predictability when you're feeling uncertain and out of control. Or it could be something bigger, like tackling time blocking on your days so that you can try to be more productive with work or homeschooling. The important thing is that you're going to be consistent, and that consistency is going to bring you some peace. Next strategy is organizing and decluttering. Clutter takes up mental space in your brain by causing you anxiety, and that's like a scientific fact, so get rid of it. There is also something calming about letting go of things that no longer serve you. According to Marie Kondo, who's, I don't know if you guys know, or an organizational expert, she has this way of, rather than tossing something away when you're clearing out clutter, you actually take a moment to appreciate its value and the role that it played in your life before you then let it go to serve another purpose. I think that's a really different way of looking at that kind of thing. And the action is the same. You are giving something away, right? But the way we're perceiving it, the way we're looking at it from a place of gratitude and appreciation is just this shift in mindset. And this simple mindset adjustment is enough to then have a big impact on your overall well-being, and especially if you do it regularly or do it more often. So another technique is to then practice gratitude and try to see the situation that you're in and the actions that you're taking from a different perspective, and shifting your mindset to one from a place of gratitude and appreciation. Another tactic or strategy is to spend time with loved ones. Now, I'm not saying family here, because sometimes the family is the thing that's causing you stress in a negative way, such as an abusive spouse or something like that. What I'm trying to say is the people that you love and you really care about, children come to mind. Of course, not all of you have children, but there could be people in your life, friends or neighbors, people that you want to spend some time with and you enjoy spending time with. So, that's that quality time. And if you're feeling the stress, chances are that other members of your family are feeling the stress too. So use this time to actually connect with the people that you love. Physically being in the same room while you're all on different electronic devices doesn't count. This temporary slowdown, I cannot stress this enough, this temporary slowdown is really truly a rare and special opportunity for us to spend real quality time with our families that can have a long lasting impact, not only in our own lives, but in their lives as well. Engage in distractions. So according to the American Psychological Association, 38% of adults who overeat do so because it distracts them from stress. So it turns out our brains are wired so that if you distract yourself from stress, it makes you feel better. So when you distract yourself, you just want to make sure that you're distracting yourself with healthy habits rather than unhealthy habits. And so shift to doing things that will then help us grow and thrive. And so I have kind of a list compiled here of some different ideas and things that you can do as distractions. When I was researching this, some of them I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I already kind of knew that. And others I was kind of surprised at what's available out there right now and what's popping up, which is kind of cool. So reading, libraries are offering free access to ebooks and audiobooks. I know they've done that for a while, but that's something that you can do if money is if budget is a concern. And Amazon, you can order books off of Amazon, you can read them on Kindle, and they also have Audible. And then here I've got a couple of links I'm going to put into the chat box for you guys. Some online resources. Let's see. There we go. And so those are just some free or cheap, affordable kind of Audible type places that you can go for some of that. Writing, for those of you blossoming writers and authors out there, journaling, even just something as like writing down your dreams when you wake up, or a few sentences about something that you're grateful for, reading poetry or writing prose of your own, short stories, the novel that you've always wanted to write, or even handwritten notes to friends, your children, or your future self. That's actually an activity I've been doing since I was a kid, is I would write notes to myself about the things I was feeling and kind of my hopes and dreams for my future self. And I would seal it up in an envelope and write the date at which I could open it. And I kept them all in these boxes. And so periodically I'll open these letters, and sometimes it's interesting to see, oh yeah, I remember going through that. Like I totally forgotten about that. Or, some of the predictions I made, did they come true or not? Like, did I actually live that life that I thought I would live? And now I actually do it for my children too. Although I have to say, I actually do a lot of those via email now. I've set up separate email accounts for both of them. And I'll write them short little snippets like, today you were doing this and I thought it was adorable. Like, don't ever let that fire, go down or whatever. Like, even though we got into a fight, like I really appreciated that you did X, Y, Z. And then, maybe when they're older, they'll open that email and that'll be something that will be special for them. You can also order yourself some nice stationery. So it's a gift for yourself, or take an online creative writing class. So there are several online writing classes out there. And there's an article here I'm going to put for you guys. And that is sort of evaluating some of the online courses that are out there. So for those of you who want to start creative writing or just want to hone that skill a little bit, you can check that out. Watching movies and shows, there's been an explosion of great new shows on independent streaming channels like Netflix, Apple, Hulu, YouTube TV, and more. And so many of them now are offering free or basic introductory plans. We actually made the jump, and I'm gonna give you guys the link here, to YouTube TV. We cut cable, and we at first were a little hesitant, but it was just costing us so much. So we ended up actually checking out YouTube TV. We did a free trial period with them. Turns out they have pretty much all the shows and everything that we wanted. So we cut cable, and now we watch YouTube TV as sort of our normal TV channel. I think you do need an Apple box or like one of those Roku devices or something like that to stream it. But it's really been great. It's much more affordable. And so you guys look into that, and they've got some great shows there too. All right, virtual tours. So this was something that I was looking at when thinking about how do I teach my kids stuff, homeschooling. Virtual tours came up, and I thought, this is really cool. There's a lot of museums, there's zoos, tour guides, tour companies, aquariums, national parks, and more. They're offering virtual tours that you can take by yourself or with others. If you have kids, that could be cool field trips. If you just want to go somewhere to the Louvre has a tour that you can take, or the Metropolitan Museum of Art, all kinds of cool places. And I'm going to put those links in here for you guys as well. Disneyland has rides, so you can actually check out Disneyland rides for you thrill seekers out there. May not be the exact same effect, but it could still be a fun experience. I was trying to do it with my daughter, and we had a little bit of internet connectivity issue, but we're going to try that again. So, and we were going to like pretend to be in the roller coaster and stuff, so that was going to be fun. All right, puzzles for all you gamers out there, traditional games, I guess, not necessarily video games, but puzzles. You've got word crosses, brain games, playing cards, and now they all, are online too. And so you can have apps. You can go to your app store to get daily suggestions. There is also this cool site called Arcadium, which I'm going to post here for you guys. And Arcadium has a bunch of the more classic puzzles that like word crosses and word finds and things like that. So check that out. Exercise, of course. Exercise is a great distraction and makes your body healthier too, as well as your mind. And especially when you're able to work out someplace outdoors, someplace inspiring, that would be even plus. So there are a lot of free workout videos right now that are popping up for any fitness level, and a lot of them do not require equipment, or if they do, it's things like you can order on Amazon for 20 bucks, the stretchy bands and stuff like that. And so USA Today did a review of a bunch of these courses, or these fitness programs. So let me just put those in here for you too. I know that we had also highlighted some in one of our other prior webinars. So if you've been watching, there's some different links in that one. Now, while they're doing all this, hydrate. While this isn't technically, I guess, a distraction, it is something that you should be doing regardless. Drink plenty of water, even if you're not exercising. Water is going to help you flush out the toxins out of your body, and it's going to give you more energy, and it will improve your mood. So sometimes if you think maybe you're getting sickly, or you're just kind of feeling grumpy, or think about how much water have I drunk today, and you would be surprised that just simple bottle of water, and it doesn't take a whole lot, at least not for me, it doesn't take a whole lot. I drink maybe 2 or 3 of these a day, and it helps tremendously. I notice when I'm not drinking the water, my complexion is not so great, and I feel a little bit more lethargic. So definitely recommend that. And if you're wondering about, the different benefits and how much you should be drinking, I've got some more links for you guys. So I'm going to put those in here too. All right. Sleep. Oh my gosh. How many moms out here this is a struggle, right? This is a real issue. And you have anxiety, you have kids waking you up in the middle of the night, like all this stuff that prevents us from getting sleep. So there are things that you can control in your sleep environment, like the light, perhaps the comfort of your bed, the sheets that you sleep on, your pillows, things like that. Do what you can to adjust those environmental things to make it as comfortable as possible. If you are doing, a schedule, make sure that you're going to bed consistently at a time where you're not exhausted. And if you have anxiety, speak with your doctor or look into some holistic options for sleep aids. I can tell you something that works for me and my daughter is Calm. And I think I've mentioned that in another webinar, but I can't say enough about the Calm app. And there are other apps out there too, but Calm is great. Sometimes when I just want to zone out, I'll just pop up a picture of, ocean waves or a rainforest or something like that. And you can do that for just a few minutes. It goes through breathing exercises to help relax you, and it takes 2-3 minutes. It's really simple. They even have bedtime stories, which is a great one. Sometimes we'll listen to bedtime stories and fall asleep. They have bedtime stories for kids and adults. They have meditation things. You can set it, I want a 10-minute meditation, a 20-minute, an hour, whatever. They have classes, like master classes, about different things like mindfulness, about anxiety, about stress. So I would really suggest that you guys take a look at that, and it's really an affordable monthly fee if you do that. Connect with others. So use FaceTime, Messenger, WhatsApp, Marco Polo, Roblox, which is an online game that interacts with others, and find other platforms to communicate and interact with others. Telephone, good old-fashioned telephone, that works too. But we are programmed, we are social creatures, biologically programmed to, for the most part, even introverts, we have to feel connection to someone or something. And so here is Marco Polo, which is a cute little app that some of my daughter's friends found. You can do like these little video snippets. So the way you interact and the way you connect with people is evolving and changing, but it's a really great way to improve your well-being as well. Education. So the human mind just loves to learn and grow. And so take an online class or webinars that grow your mind and keep you busy. Maybe you are already so busy that this is not an option for you, but for those of you who are wanting to look at something new, learn something new, there's a lot of really cool resources. The 2 best ones that I found are Udemy and Masterclass. I'm super excited about Masterclass because it also has celebrities, which adds a kind of an entertainment value to it, and people that you kind of know and kind of feel connected with, teaching you topics and things that you might not otherwise find in other places. So that's kind of a cool concept. And then Udemy has a ton of experts and professors and things like that teaching their classes, and so both great resources. Cooking. So cooking is a good distraction, unless some of you guys are on cooking overload now. But learning to cook for some, or honing your skills for others. You can create theme nights and choose healthier meals to nourish yourself and your family. Now is a great time to detox from the bad eating habits, eating out a lot. Now we get to eat in and nurture ourselves and nurture our families. And so we can actually develop really good habits and regular routines that can have a long-lasting impact on our well-being. There's actually, so talking about the master class, one of the things I found kind of looking at the cooking stuff, and I mean, there's a ton, you can Google cooking classes and things like that, but there was a cool one on master class. You guys should check it out. I don't know if you're Gordon Ramsay fans. I actually am not a huge fan of some of his shows, but he does cook really well. And so he's kind of entertaining. And so he actually has a master class about restaurant secrets, how to be able to cook like the restaurant chefs, which is kind of cool. And so I watched a video on that, and I learned some new things, which I'm a fairly good cook, but and it was a fun way to learn. So, and visually, the cinematography was really great. And so it was fun to watch and learn stuff. So those are kind of a list of the distractions. And then I have a couple more links here for you guys that are not distractions, but they are resources for you guys. All right, so Texas Health and Human Services has mental health resources and things like that. They have a really extensive, good website there. The Riveter has an article here that I posted about work-life balance that you guys might want to check out for those of you who are trying to figure out that work-life balance thing and the stress that comes with that. And then a WRAP, which I'd not heard of before, but it's a wellness recovery action plan. And kind of based on what I was reading, it looks like anyone can have one, even though it is a little bit more honed into people who have mental health issues. It can actually be applied to anybody. So it's just a tool that you can use to help you deal with crisis and stressful situations. So personal wellness, it's basically a holistic way for you to take control and live a life you love. I know a lot of us are struggling on our journeys, what is my purpose? How can I live a life that is better and more fulfilling? Well, one of the secrets is personal wellness. You look at successful people, they're all people, for the most part, they all have an aspect of their success that focuses on their own well-being. So put your mask on first. Definitely you have to do that if you want to live a better life. And a better quality of life. And the people around you who love you and support you, as a result, it will trickle down to them as well. Personal wellness involves every aspect of our being, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial, and more. So when you're looking at personal wellness, I mean, this webinar, we just kind of touched the surface of a lot of, different aspects, but really you need to work on the mental part of it. Yes, the physical part, get out there, take care of yourself, hydrate, exercise. The spiritual, if you go to church, if you go to synagogue, whatever it is, nourish that part of your spiritual self. Your emotional, see a therapist if you need to. Make sure that your feelings are being spoken. Make sure that they are being valued and appreciated. Financial wellness, ladies. I know a lot of women have a tendency to hide on this one, but truly it is not that complicated to have the basics. You can ask for help. There's a ton of help out there for financial people and financial resources and stuff. And what you get back from understanding your finances, that sense of control and that sense of confidence is so empowering, okay? And then there's, whatever other parts of, those are just the ones I could think of. There's so much more to personal wellness. As women, we give so much of ourselves to others, but in the process, we lose ourselves and we lose control of ourselves. We get lost in the chaos. So times of crisis can be an opportunity for you to change that and a chance for you to hit the reset button. Crisis can be an opportunity for you to take action, become empowered, and take back some of that control and ownership. And when you do, you're going to see your life start to change for the better. So that's all I have for today, you guys. And it looks like we got in on our 25 minutes there, so I'm happy about that. In order to plan a brighter future and become stronger, we need to continue the conversation. While this was the last video in our Thriving Through Crisis series, it doesn't mean that we can't continue to connect and support each other. I encourage all of you to follow us on Facebook. Our handle is Family Law DFW. Again, that's Family Law DFW, as in Dallas, Fort Worth, to get the latest updates, resources, and inspiration. And I also encourage you guys to follow us, because stay tuned for some more videos and resources that we are putting together right now and in the next few weeks that I'm really excited about. I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but I'm super excited about some of the things that we're going to be putting out there soon. So follow us, like us, share with your friends, let everybody know that we're here to support each other. Thank you all for joining me, and I look forward to connecting with you all again soon. All right, and let me take a quick look at questions, chats. Anybody have any questions on any of this stuff? Let's see, I see a hand raised. Let me see if I can figure out how to check that out. Let me see, chat. Okay. I'm not going to say names, but you with your hand raised, there's one person with their hand raised. If you want to put something maybe in the chat or in the Q&A box, I can answer your question there. Okay. All right, maybe it was just an accident or something. So, all right, you guys stay well, stay healthy, and I look forward to hearing from you guys or seeing you guys or whatever soon. Bye.